TV Sports, coming to you live from the campus of Eagan High School, Eagan, Minnesota. We have a non-conference matchup between the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars coming down I-494 to play your state champion, your reigning state Class 3A champions, the Eagan Wildcats. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm flying solo tonight. Skip Newton will be back on off of his assignment in the near future. But flying solo tonight and having an opportunity to call a little bit of non-conference soccer action between the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars and your Eagan Wildcats. Boys are kicking off right now. Girls will be kicking off around 7 o'clock tonight, so we hope you'll stick with us. And the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars from Section 3A, so a section opponent for the Wildcats, playing in the Metro West Conference, so an inter-conference matchup, but an intra-section matchup. So important for both teams to have a good showing. A draw or a win here might make a difference between getting a 4 seed or a 5 seed or a top seed or a second seed. Jaguars in their all blues with their powder blue numbers, all whites with their powder blue numbers. Wildcats in all royal blue with the white lettering. Moylan and Wolf, Stanley, Anya, Basney, Strube, Church, Santos King, Satuma, Omar, and Jarlaba, your starting 11 for the Jaguars. And we'll give you the Wildcat lineup right now. Zach Rojas in goal, with Galbraith, Axelrod, Mason Axelrod, Hannon Axelrod, Colin Bray, Graham Johnson, Zayon Oliot, Kevin Katora, Eddie Katora, Owen Juntilla, and John Tesdall, your starting 11 for the Wildcats. This ball over the top. Long run here for Tesdall. Gets a piece of that, sends it out into touch as Sean Church was hot on his trail. So a deep throw and an opportunity for the Jefferson Jaguars. Good clearance that time by Johnson. Check it, that was Eddie Katora. Bray on the far side. He's got Zayon Oliot on the far side. And Oliot's ball finds its way into touch. So the Jefferson Jaguars come into this game with a record of 2-0. 2 victories to start the season. One against Hastings, the other against Cottage Grove. So Jags with a very positive start for the season. Cats, of course, with 2 victories and a tie, as Moylan comes out and plays that well outside of his penalty area. Moylan, the Jaguar keeper, has been their keeper for quite some time. He's finally a senior, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's effectively been their starting varsity keeper since he was a sophomore. I've seen him several times. In fact, he was on the field when the Jefferson Jaguars 2 years ago upset the Wildcats in the section's quarterfinals. This ball gets played to the middle. Here's an opportunity for the Jags. Ball comes in towards Rojas, and a nice run that time by Satuma. But a nice job by Rojas closing it down. The defense didn't let him down. We've talked about the defense, the youth on defense for the Wildcats. Oh, this ball comes off, and here's an opportunity for Katora. Katora flashing a little bit of speed. He's watched there closely. It's sent into Moylan, and Moylan easily handles that one. Well, we talk about the relative youth of the Wildcat back line. A lot on John Tesdall's shoulders. As Satuma and Tesdall battle here. Tesdall using his body nicely. Imagine Tesdall is going to concede physical battles to almost nobody this season. Big, strong, mobile defender. Good in the air. But the rest of the defense still relatively inexperienced. Not untalented, but inexperienced. And, of course, at the varsity level, that can sometimes be challenging. Now that being said, Hannon Axelrod, number 7, he's about to take the throw there on the far side. You can see him there on your screen. Is an experienced varsity level player, but he has moved now to an outside back position, which is new for him, at least on the varsity level. He's traditionally played a wing or an outside midfield position. Now this shot by Wolf finds Rojas's feet. Rojas will take his time with that one. But the Wildcats, in their last effort out, handled business fairly comprehensively against St. Michael Albertville with a 4-0 decision, scoring 3 in the first half. And as Katora around the end line, nice cross, but just way too much on that one. Too much adrenaline for Eddie Katora. Great move to the outside, but none of his teammates going to be able to get on the end of that one.
There's a substitution for Jefferson. Onto the field, number 17, Abdi Majid Omar.
Omar checking in for the Jags. He was actually announced as part of the starting lineup. So somebody else must have come out for him when they called his name. In any event, we play on. Colin Bray, far side, looks for Oliot. Galbraith doing a nice job pitching in next to Tesdall at that center back position. Johnson dispossessed, but he's going to slow the play as Wolf has to turn around. Now he pitches it forward, and Axelrod steps in front of it. Axelrod's hair returning to its normal color after the state tournament run last season. I have to tell you, from an announcing standpoint, it was not always easy with all these guys bleach blonding their hair. In any event, we play on. Now Johnson with it. He's got a little bit of space, but he's closed down quickly. Nice defensive play by Stanley. This is Juntilla. Juntilla by a couple of defenders. Katora to the outside. Katora with a more gentle cross this time, looking for Oliot. He gets it to Oliot. Oliot pops it back into the middle, and Johnson was crashing, but just a little bit too high. And so far, almost 6 minutes into this game, we still have yet to register a shot on goal. Check that the Jags have a shot on goal, and so actually each team has one shot on goal. Kevin Katura hoists that forward. And we're going to see if the Wildcats and the Jags can put some passes together. So far, lots of ball in the middle. Opportunity here for Katora. I thought he might have strayed into an offside position, but the assistant referee on the near side, Julio Castillo, kept his flag down.
Logan Moylanen making the play for the Jaguars.
So an opportunity, another shot on goal for the Wildcats, as that's put into touch. Ball comes up and over the top. Moylanen's going to get to that first. Katora making a game effort at it. Here you see Logan Moylanen. Again, he seems to get bigger and bigger every year, although in fairness, I think I recall him being pretty big as a sophomore. Kevin Katura with the defense there. Tesdall now cleaning things up. I think that's going to, I thought that would get into touch, but it didn't. Wolf goes the other way. And we are going to get a handball violation against Owen Juntilla. Took a bit of a pop-up in the air. Not much that Owen could have done about that one.
Foul call on the Wildcats. Free kick for the Jaguars. On the kick is number 22, Ed Jalaba.
Jalaba, number 22 for the Jags with the free kick. Beautiful weather here, just a little bit of a breeze, not really a wind advantage for anybody as this ball comes flying in towards Rojas.
Free kick from Ed Jalaba is on goal. The save for Zach Rojas.
Good shot, good save. As Satuma was flying through the air trying to get ahead to that for a deflection, but it was just a little too high for him. Wildcats have already indicated a couple of times this year there's been a real feeling on the field as Katora gets through, and Katora is going to be flagged for offside, and I could see that from up here. I think that's a good call by the assistant referee. He heads straight into an offside position. But the Wildcats, feeling the pressure of being the defending Class 3A state champions, everybody's gunning for them. Everyone's giving them their best effort. Nobody's taking them lightly, that's for sure. And in fact, teams getting even a draw against the Wildcats have celebrated as if they've been successfully won the game. So Wildcats have certainly seen a change in their opponents thus far early in this season. And you would imagine with the conference schedule cranking up next week, we'll see more of that. Axelrod hoists that forward. Is that going to find touch? I think it is. And the assistant referee agrees with me as Oliot and Strube, were giving chase on the far side. Opening 10 minutes of this match. Again, a reminder that the girls' game will start at 7 o'clock, approximately 7 o'clock. Katura hoists that forward, nicely done. Just a little too heavy for Juntilla, but a nice ball from Katura. As I mentioned, the Jefferson Jaguars with a record right now of 2-0. Their next game, after playing Eagan, the defending state champions, their next game is at Rosemount, at the Irish, on the 29th. Which is this Friday, I believe. Yep, this Friday. Have to check with the production staff there. So 2 tough games in a row for the Jags. And they will certainly understand after these 2 games where they're at in terms of the Section 3 pecking order. They can take either a win or a tie against either one of those 2 teams, Rosemount or Eagan. I imagine that they'll feel really good about their chances of getting a top 4 seed in the section in October. Speaking of Mr. October, Zayon Olian having that ball kicked away from him. If you notice, the Jags with a lot of extra attention to him in that corner, and he's slithered by. Here's an opportunity for Oliot. He's going to play that ball in, and he's going to win a corner, the first corner of the first half. Oliot in the offside position, but again, you can receive the ball in an offside position off of a throw-in. So that's a great way for the forwards to stretch the defense out. He got over and behind the Jefferson defense, and that time he was able to create an opportunity for the corner.
Number 10.
Oliad lining up, Tesdall and company in the middle. Looking for Tesdall, it goes over him, finds Juntilla. Juntilla's ball in, broken up. Johnson, a bit of a miss hit there. And the Jags will clear momentarily. Gabriel on the back line. Couture goes down, but no foul there. I have to say I agree with that call. I didn't see much contact other than the defender standing his ground. Axelrod with a quick step finds Oliot. Johnson and Bray combining there. Bray dispossessed on the far side. And a good ball by Johnson up and over the top looking for a teammate. If Oliot or Katura could have gotten onto that, check that was not Johnson. Mistake on my part. That was Mason Axelrod. 6s and 9s look a little similar, and that was a shot from distance. Not on target, but a tricky one as Moylan had to go down and stretch, and it didn't miss by much. There you see Zayon Oliot, referred to him as Mr. October earlier, had a hat trick in the state tournament, state finals. Number of new faces on this Eagan Wildcat squad from last year's group, no question about that, but having a championship pedigree certainly does a lot for your confidence. Johnson lays off for Axelrod. Axelrod out for Juntilla near side. And that ball just left a little short. Juntilla bails out Axelrod, but that's going to be deflected off of a Jaguar player and go for Moylanen, who is going to force Katura to chase him. Wildcats' next game is at Waconia on the 2nd, which is after Labor Day. So the Wildcats will be away to Waconia at 7 p.m. out in the western suburbs. And their next home game, which will be here on ETV, against Lakeville North on the 4th of September. And that'll be a 7 p.m. game with the girls playing at 5 o'clock on that day. Colin Bray there in a battle, mano-a-mano with Omar. That ball comes in. I'm surprised that he was not in offside position. Tesdall missed that one, and an opportunity for the Jaguars, and they cash in. It's Sean Church, number 9, the captain, wearing the captain's armband. And 15 minutes into this game, the Wildcats find themselves on the wrong end of a 1-0 score line. We're going to check on the assist, but Church with a great shot defeated the Wildcat defense and then was able to hammer that home. It had power, it had pace, and it was in a place that Rojas couldn't get to it. And a 1-0 lead, an early 1-0 lead for the Jaguars. We've got Simonson and Seehafer checking in for the Wildcats right off the goal before we get kicking off. So Andrew Simonson and Jackson Seehafer. Simonson 25, Seehafer 11 will join Mason Axelrod in the midfield. Hannon Axelrod with a heave looking for Katura. So an early opportunity here for the Jaguars to play from ahead, play from the front. A beautiful blast on the far side from Church in the 15th minute. And the Wildcats will have to do something in this game they have not yet done this season, which is come from behind. Good clearance that time by the Jags. Let's see what the Jags can do with it on the break.
Scoring for the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars.
Church to the near side.
Number 9, Sean Church.
Looks for his teammate Stanley, who switches it all the way over.
Number 4, Malachi Anya.
Anya with the assist.
The time of the goal is 14 minutes, 48 seconds.
So Anya assisting Sean Church.
Assisted by Malachi Anya. The time 14:48.
So the Wildcats being put to the test here from the Jags. Jackson Seehafer under that one, controls it, knocks it down, finds Axelrod, who goes backwards. A little heavy there, as Tesdall will have to go all the way back to Rojas. Jags with a nice clean back line of 4.
Teams for the Wildcats in the game: Jackson Seehafer, number 11, and Andrew Simonson, number 25. For Jefferson,
big ball over the top from Tesdall. Opportunity for Katura running onto it. Defense is also going to run onto it, and Moylanen is going to take the header from his teammate. I believe that was Strube. Oh, here's opportunity for Katura. Turnover. And a shot and a goal! Eddie Katura cashes in for the Wildcats. And he equalizes. So Eddie Katura levels it for the Wildcats. Nicely done. taking advantage of the opportunity, the mistake at the back line for the Jaguars. And just like that, the Cats are level with the Jaguars. So it's got to be an unassisted goal for Eddie Katora, who is playing in a slightly different position where he has played in the past.
Eddie Katora.
Eddie Katora has played a wing position in the past, and he has been moved to a center forward position. Here's another opportunity for Katora. Can he unleash the cannon? No, he's got lots of company there. He goes to the far side, and a penalty. A penalty. Katora, after scoring a minute later, earns the penalty.
Foul on Jefferson in the penalty area.
Clock is stopped.
This is going to be a penalty kick for the
And the penalty for the Wildcats. Who's going to step up and take this one? This would be a huge swing in the momentum. Heading towards the Wildcats, Katora is going to actually have a seat. Looks like Zayon Oliat will take this penalty for the Wildcats. Logan Moylan, the experienced keeper for the the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars,
penalty kick, Wildcats.
Taking up huge amounts of the net. What will Zayon Oliat dial up now? In the 18th minute. And he cashes in. So Zayon Oliat puts the Wildcats ahead, and in the space of about 45 seconds, the Wildcats go from being down a goal to having a one-goal lead. And that is the kind of leadership you would expect from a young man wearing the captain's armband. Oliat, only a junior. Imagine he will be terrorizing defenses for at least another season for the Wildcats. Kevin Katora with a good defensive header finds Jutila, but that finds its way into touch.
Number 10, Zayon Oliat.
So a quick goal by Eddie Katora, a penalty from Zayon Oliat, and all of a sudden the Wildcats didn't spend too long down by a goal.
On the penalty kick, the time 17:31. And a substitution for Jefferson in the
Stanley loses possession of that one. Let's see what the Wildcats can pull off here. Oliat drawing lots of attention as Katora breaking his neck to get there, but Strube handles that back to Moylan. And that ball heads into the Jefferson bench. And so quite the change of fortunes as Axelrod, that's Seehafer. Seehafer tries to get through a couple of defenders. That ball is sent into touch. And right now, the Jaguars look like they might be reeling. Understandable given the quick pace at which the Wildcats have struck, but now it's up to the Jags to regroup. And a good clearance will be a good start. Axelrod with the defense there, but nice job by the Jags trying to get that to the other side. It goes into touch. Gentilla will give that over to Kevin Katora. Kevin Katora for Eddie Katora. Eddie Katora back to the goal, trying to create for himself or his teammates. He does, sends that towards the middle, and unfortunately for the Wildcats, deflected wide. Nicely done. Good defensive header that time by the Jags. This comes for Omar. Omar feeds that forward, but Galbraith doing a nice job of breaking that up. So 2-1 in favor of the Wildcats. Again, thank you for joining us here on ETV. It started a little slow, but in the last handful of minutes, in the last 6 minutes, it has gone very exciting between these two teams. Ball comes up and over the top. Tesdall's attempted block is knocked down. Opportunity here for Situma. Situma. And that ball will find its way to the back line. And an opportunity for the Jaguars goes begging. There was a shout for a handball. Referee demonstrably saying no handball there. It looked like a deflection. Looked like a deflection, and I think that's probably the right call. If a ball deflects quickly, a player doesn't have an opportunity to move out of the way, that the guidance from IFAB has suggested that is not a handball. And unfortunately for the Jags, Satuma was caught in a offside position then on the rebound. Omar around one defender. Now he takes on Axelrod. Check that's Simonson. Simonson with a bit of a challenge. Now Axelrod and an Axelrod on the far side. And some substitutions, as Schifra will check in for Eddie Katura, one of our goal scorers.
Number 5, Jonas Schifra, going off. Number 16, Eddie Katura. For the Jefferson Jaguars, back in is Andrew Basney, number 7.
Basney back in. Nice shot, nice save there. That was dangerous. Jaguars with a good answer. That time Rojas really called into question, needing to get down to that ball. That was a hard shot, and Rojas was able to have firm hands with it. So Schifra has come to take Katura's place. As you see, check it, that is Juntilla. Yeah, that is not Juntilla. That is Katura. So Schifra has taken Eddie Katura's place at the center forward position. Katura was, I wouldn't say the Energizer Bunny, but he was really close, as he was very, very active. And I imagine Schifra will be called on to do the same thing. Ball comes short. Kevin Katura between a couple of defenders. Tries to feed that forward, but it's broken up that time by the defense. Good defense that time by Strube. Cats getting muscled off that ball. Ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. That's going to sting a bit. Luckily for Axelrod, nothing in it. It was just a foul. He actually fell on top of Axelrod. Fortunately, Axelrod, with his legs in kind of an odd position, didn't suffer any ill effects. So the first foul of the game called against the Jaguars, and Big John Tesdall will step under this one and send it forward. Looking for Schifra. Touched on by Schifra. Tries to spin, tries to turn. And now the Jags will break. Ball comes up and over the top. Tesdall punches that out into the midfield. Katura has an unlucky bounce there. Hernandez into the corner. Opportunity for Satuma. Another opportunity for Satuma, and that hit the football goalpost crossbar. And we'll go out for a goal kick.
Goal kick, Wildcats.
So unlucky that time for the Jags, as they had a nice little opportunity there. Satuma, number 15 for the Jaguars, looking very dangerous down this left side. There you see Captain Zach Rojas.
2 substitutions for the Wildcats. Into the game, Felix Smith, number 3. Back in, Colin Bray, number 8.
Smith and Bray checking in for the Wildcats. That ball from
Owen Gentilla, number 17.
Seehafer unable to squeeze through towards Schifra. And here come the Jags going the other way. Ball comes up and over the top. But Katura with it. Oh, a bit of a miss hit there from Tesdall. But no harm, no foul, as Oliot has now switched to this side. Smith on the far side. Oliot finds Seehafer. So Oliot has switched to this near side, as you see Katura there heaving it towards Schifra. Oliot inside for Seehafer. Seehafer back for Simonson. Simonson out for the far side for Smith. Smith with the orange cleats. Dispossessed there, but Bray gets it back, and will find touch. Credit to the Jags. They have certainly responded well to the second goal for the Wildcats. They have created some shots on Rojas, and by definition then some scoring opportunities. Not quality ones perhaps, but nonetheless their level of compete has not dipped. This ball gets up and over Smith and Basney, and they chase it out into touch. Ball gets pitched forward for Coutura, who knocks that down, but it falls kindly that time for the Jags in the middle. A ball a little bit behind the Jags. Unlucky there for the Jags, but Coutura's got the ball now. He's going to send that into touch, and that's going to go for a throw. As Sean Church, your goal scorer, wearing that prominent captain's armband, sends that back in for one of his teammates. That's Lauman Jenkins. And we have a substitution on the far side.
Into the game. I wrote Leon number 12. Going off will be number 13, Kevin Coutura.
Kevin Coutura will be withdrawn, and Jaron Leon will be inserted, presumably to take the right back position. And so Coutura will jog off, and Leon will have the throw.
Center referee stopping the clock.
So Coutura unaware that it was for him, but the referee stops the clock to prevent unnecessary time wasting. A little early to start wasting time for the Wildcats. That ball comes up and over the top. Schifron will see if he can make a meal out of that, but he's not able to. And a foul against the Jags, their second of the first half, will give the Wildcats a free kick in their own half. I want to remind everybody that sports on ETV this week, we've got a couple of things, at least a couple of things going on. There might even be more that I'll have to check at halftime, but we've got high school football. The Shakopee Sabres will be coming into town and taking on the Wildcats on Thursday. And there is also girls volleyball. The girls volleyball team will be taking on the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars on Thursday. The volleyball game time is 6 o'clock. Football is at 7. Both will be on some part of ETV. The football, I understand, will be live streamed and live broadcast on cable. I think that my understanding is, and I'll get this at halftime confirmed, but my understanding is that the volleyball game will be live streamed. As we said, a beautiful night here in Eagan, Minnesota. It's in the upper 60s, nice breeze, without much of a advantage for either team. Oliot tries to head that back in, and the assistant referee says that Oliot was in an offside position. So a second offside infraction against the Wildcats results in an indirect free kick for the Jags. Ball gets heaved forward but broken up. This falls kindly for Jackson Seehafer. Now Colin Bray with it. Bray finds some help. And the ball is switched. This is Leon, near side. Ball gets sent forward, but the Wildcats not exactly well coordinated there. Smith's ball almost squeezed through, looking for Schifra. Smith, nice move to the outside. Good defense that time by the Jaguars, takes it away from him. Good defense by Wolf, sagging out of that center midfield. This is Omar. And good step by Leon, popping that towards the edge of the penalty area. Bastny giving chase, battling with Smith there. Bastny, the bigger, stronger player, no question about that. And somehow Smith draws the foul. There was contact between the two players.
Foul on the Wildcats.
Not sure that I would have blown the whistle there, though, because it looked like Bastny had definitely had the better of Smith. But in any event, the second foul for the Wildcats this half, and a free kick for the Jags.
On the kick for the Jaguars, number 22, Ed Charlaba.
Kadir Hussein ready to check in for the Wildcats. Here's an opportunity for Zayan Oliat, but that's going to be broken up. Good step to the outside by Smith. Slid through from Oliat. Nicely done. Oliat has a lot of traffic in the middle. Slides for Shifra. Shifra loses that one. Goes down in a heap. Nothing there. Certainly nothing there. Oliat to the outside. Now into the inside. Stops, turns, spins. Run for Simonson. Simonson sends it in. Jackson Seehafer with an opportunity. Seehafer handles that for Bray. Bray has his pocket picked by Satuma. Excuse me. And Bray gets it right back. Simonson. Far side. Smith. Smith with another nice move. That ball comes through the middle. But again, defense solid. Physical challenge on the far side. Increase in physical intensity between these two teams. That ball's going to be over the top, and Church is going to be caught in an offside position. He's going to be frustrated by that.
Offside Jaguars. Indirect free kick Wildcats.
He is upset about that, and I can understand why he is. He thought he was on. But the assistant referee on the far side, Keith Cornelius, disagreed. So into the last 7.5 minutes of this first half. And for the first 14 minutes of the half was pretty quiet. With Church getting us all started with a goal from Anya. Church from Anya, and then in rapid succession, the Wildcats with a couple of opportunities as you see Oliat's ball going across the face of the goal through the goal area.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game.
2 goals,
Kadir
one by
Hussein,
Eddie
number
Katora
14.
unassisted, and a penalty by Zayan Oliat in the
Number
17th
10,
and 18th
Zayan
minutes
Oliat.
respectively, creating a 2-1 cushion for the Wildcats. Wildcats would desperately love to get a third before halftime. As this ball comes in towards Shifra, he's unable to get a foot to it. Sort of comes out, opportunity for Simonson, but his touch lets him down. It gets away from him. Satuma tries a 1-2 opportunity with Church, broken up by Tesdall. Simonson gets it back, goes for Seehafer. Seehafer goes to goal, slides wide.
Shot taken by Jackson Seehafer, goes wide. Goal kick, Jaguars.
And given the situation, Wildcats really just getting a few more shots on net. Probably the prescription for success. Looking for a crash, looking for a rebound, some sort of dirty, messy, greasy goal. Smith sends that in, again, broken up well. All of these balls coming into the penalty area being really eaten up that time by the Jaguar defense. They're doing a nice job of breaking those passes up. Seehafer with it again, lays it off for Bray. Bray instantly jumped by 2 Jaguars. Back for Tesdall. On the outside, and a throw-in as Axelrod loses that one to the Jags. We'll see if the Jags can do something that they would really desperately love to do, which is get an equalizer. They certainly would feel like they should have an opportunity, and maybe it's coming here. Opportunity for the Jags. Opportunity for Leon, doing a nice job. Good takeaway that time by Satuma. Tries a spin move. There's nothing there. Oh, there is something there. Oh my heavens, a penalty. I didn't think there was much there as he was spinning in the air. Looked like he was off balance and might have gone down, but the referee did find a penalty there. So an opportunity for the Jags, and this is just what they needed in the last 5 minutes of this half. Zach Rojas, the senior captain,
kick for the Jaguars, number 4.
in net for the Wildcats. Malachi Anya standing over it for the Jaguars. Center referee telling everybody to stay out of the penalty area and the arc until the ball has been struck. Anya, left foot. And he cashes in. Confident penalty for Anya. And we are level here in Eagan. Jaguars with an excellent response. And now the Wildcats really have to get that momentum back. Again, I personally, from where I was sitting, I saw physical contact. I don't know that I saw a foul, but the referee has a better view than I do. And he judged there was contact sufficient for a foul. So Malachi Anya levels for the Jaguars. And from a neutral standpoint, we have a heck of a soccer game. I almost said football. I did say football. A heck of a soccer game here. And Satuma, it may not be done yet. Tesdall with a physical play there. Opportunity for Leon. He hammers that into touch. And right now, Wildcats might be reeling just a little bit. So Leon on the outside might need a little bit of help out there. It looks like it's 2v1. Check it. Church will take this throw. So Satuma back for Church, and Church sends that one over the end line. So 3 minutes and change to go. Cats had clawed back into this one to net a 2-1 lead. And the Jaguars answered as Wolf battles there to take it away from Schifraw. Ball gets popped up over looking for Smith on the far side. Smith's pass intercepted, but goes into touch. So the Wildcats had battled back, took a lead, and conceded a penalty. Seehafer with it. Seehafer, Schifraw's just kind of trying to run through that one. Schifraw under control. Simonson, Bray. Simonson. Now back for Tesdall. Tesdall hoofs that forward. I think that's going to find touch on the near side, and it does, right down near the flagstick. See Loman Jenkins back all the way by himself, as now the Wildcats will trot into view for a little bit of pressure. So an interesting twist in the story. The penalty converted by Anya gives us a level game. That ball gets away from Simonson, goes to the back line, and now Jags will break. Oh, good defense that time over the top by Axelrod. And opportunity still for the Jags. Ball comes in towards the middle of the penalty area. Nicely done by the Wildcats. Dangerous stuff. as by my count, the Wildcats have actually been outshot. Not by much, but they've been just outshot by the Jaguars. So Moylan puts his right foot into that. It's broken up by Bray.
One minute remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
And with 1 minute remaining, Leon will be called to the defensive pump one more time as Lauman Jenkins down into the corner, and that will run out for a goal kick. Can't tell if we have looks like we have a throw. Yeah, looks like we have a throw down very deep near the stick. So there you see Captain John Tesdall. He'll heave that up about 30 yards up and try to get that ball out of the area as Omar knocks it down. Simonson with the defense there. Jackson Seehafer coming over to help out a little bit. Oh, collision between Bray and Leon. Let's see if that ends up costing the Cats as Axelrod gets it to his feet and hoofs it forward. And the danger will be averted for the meantime. And we have reached halftime, a half that saw 4 goals, 2 for each team, 1 penalty for each team. Some excitement for both of these squads, and both squads demonstrating some real quality and also indicating and showing the need to work on some things to improve either coordination or things of that nature, putting those things together. So we find ourselves at halftime. We will be back for the second half in about 10 minutes here on ETV. Halftime here in Eagan. Score Jefferson Jaguars 2, your Wildcats 2. This is ETV.
Going from a 12 to 1,500 square foot Rambler house to 10,000 square feet here in the new art house. I am excited to just see people in this space.
We have a really wide variety of programs and classes here. We're very excited to be able to offer much more than we could before, which we're able to do now that the space is much larger and able to host more people.
I'm most excited to have a space for everybody in the community, whether a budding artist or an artist who has taken classes before and learning to hone their skills. This really just is a spot where we want the community to come, feel welcomed, and enjoy an art experience while they're here.
It only serves to make the community stronger to have these creative spaces, especially very dedicated ones like this. And I'm very excited to see more of the community come in and engage with this space and each other here.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How is it? Is it good?
We were inspired to build a new indoor playground because the old one was getting over 20 years old and we just needed a new place for the community and families to be able to bring their kiddos. The new space is actually a multi-level space. It's taller than the last one was, and it's very big, has open areas inside the playground itself. So if a parent needed to go up there, it's suitable for that. And it's soft and cozy and bright inside. We do offer a special right now for the month of August and September. We're doing $5 Fridays, and that includes use of our gymnasium as well. Spaces such as the Blast Indoor Playground really do serve our community. It's a great meeting spot to be able to have an indoor safe place to get together and play.
Been a treat to see the interest in girls flag. It's the first year, you know, it's exciting that we had so much ask from the girls to, hey, can I come play? Absolutely. We have about 45 girls on our roster right now.
I found out about the league from my coach, Carl. He was our weightlifting coach, so he kind of inspired me as well to come out and play.
In the league, we have over 51 teams. They started last year with the pilot program with 4, now it's 51, so it kind of boomed over a year.
They actually made the schedule around other sports. I know a lot of people, they do softball or track, so getting to play sport with them means a lot to me.
Scheduling was a struggle. We're a club sport technically, so we practice at 7 o'clock at night so girls can go compete in their other sports.
A lot of the successes as a team is just higher game IQ. So some girls came in not knowing anything about football, and now they have plays memorized.
Going into today's game, I felt nervous because I knew some of my friends and my family members were coming. Then I just got on the field and tried to do my best.
The NFL's involvement with the league has been so great. Minnesota Vikings, it wouldn't have ever gotten started without them. They run all the behind the scene things.
I just want to thank my teammates for having a fun day. I know it wasn't super successful, but we're working hard.
I'm proud of how far we came from last game to this game at home. Even though we lost, I think overall as a team we played better.
Being a part of something brand new is tough, but I think the girls are getting a lot of teamwork and a lot of different skills that they can utilize in their other sports too.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I'm Mike McGuire. I'm an Eagan homeowner, and I also happen to be the mayor. We are installing a new roof today, and we decided to go with solar shingles to generate some solar energy for the house and offset some of our electricity costs.
Solar shingles are a photovoltaic technology that generate electricity. They function much like any rooftop solar panel that you may be familiar with. So they're super cool in that they generate electricity and they protect a home from the weather. So it's an awesome new technology that's available that offers a little bit more of an aesthetic appeal to homeowners that might not want a bulky solar panel on their roof.
So this is the Timberline solar shingle. This is the part of the shingle that gets nailed onto your roof. Just like a normal shingle would be attached, there's a nailing strip here and there's a sealant strip on the bottom of it. And then this part of the shingle produces electricity from solar. The nice thing with this is it decreases the amount of laborers that you have to have on your property when you're looking at getting a roof and solar at the same time. The roofing crew does the shingles and the roofing crew does the install of the solar shingles.
My understanding from our contractor is when they went into the city to get the permits, it was the first solar shingle installation that Eagan has seen. So we put the inspections department through their paces and got all the permits done. So we're here at the exciting conclusion installing our new solar shingled roof today.
Having solar shingles in Eagan is super exciting. This marks a really awesome milestone in our local climate work in the city, and it shows that our community and homeowners here are excited about renewable energy technology.
Emma, did you hear? Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back for the second half here. We've got non-conference boys high school soccer action coming your way. The second half of this interesting and thrilling match between the Wildcats and the Jaguars. Cats in their all blues with white lettering, kicking off and moving from right to left on your device. Jags in their white with the powder blue numbers, moving from left to right, defending the north goal. Good quick start early on here for the Wildcats. Johnson's pass broken up. So it looks like the Wildcats have effectively the same lineup they had to start the game. And eye test wise, it looks like the Jags have a very similar lineup. Axelrod, just a bit of a miss there. Pushed off by Anya. Anya also wearing a captain's armband. Big, strong player. Johnson lays that off for Bray. Bray, here's Oliot. Oliot inside for Katora, just a little bit heavy. And Mason Axelrod with it now for Juntilla, far side. So Juntilla, Katora, and Oliot, your forward three. And here's an opportunity for Owen Juntilla. He's into the penalty area. And a good defensive play that time by the Jaguars. Concedes the corner. So second corner of the game, first corner of the second half. So an early opportunity from a set-piece play. Wildcats scored one of their goals against St. Michael Albertville off of a set-piece. Actually, two of those goals, correction. So as Juntilla puts his right foot into this, let's see what happens. That's high, looking for the back post, and the chances is wasted. Unlucky that time for the Wildcats. But so far, a good start for the Wildcats. Some offensive pressure. Axelrod gets ahead to it. Now it falls for Bray. Nice job by Gabriel. Oliot, outside, inside. Now for Johnson. Far side for Juntilla. Juntilla taking on the defender. He shoots from distance. Took a big deflection. Falls kindly for Oliot, who comes to the middle. He's going to put a foot to it. He's going to slide. That's a good shot. That had pace. Not on frame, but certainly the kind of dangerous thing that Zayon Oliot has shown us he is able to do. He didn't need much space, and that was well struck. Had that been on frame, Moylan might have had some real trouble with it. So again, an early shot and opportunity for the Wildcats. Even if it's not on frame, certainly good vibes going their way on that one. Johnson wins that one. Couture with an opportunity. Couture pops that up in the air. Good defense that time by Basney, and Basney wins the free kick. Oliant held him down, so a foul, an early foul here against the Wildcats. And a free kick for the Jags. Mason Axelrod with a header. Mason Axelrod back to wearing number 6. He was wearing number 15 on Saturday against St. Michael Albertville. Wardrobe malfunction, apparently. Here's an opportunity for the Cats, attacking 3-on-3. This ball comes for Oliot to the outside. Oliot's got some room. He wants to get it on his right foot. He does, and he cannot squeeze that through. That was a tricky little move by Oliot, but it was not what he wanted. You could see a little bit of disappointment in his body language as that ball missed the frame. Interesting how it was a 3-on-3, and all 3 defenders ended up playing on the far side. Oliot really had some space. But so far in the opening few minutes of this half, Cats with some momentum. In the offensive third, weather conditions are perfect. Neither keeper has the sun in his eyes. Wind not a factor, but beautiful night, and we will be under the lights, of course, for the girls' game, which starts approximately 7 o'clock tonight. Gentilla dispossessed, nicely done by Omar. Omar then tries to jumpstart the Jag attack. Johnson falls. Opportunity here for Couture. Couture almost nutmegs Wolf. Everybody able to come out of that challenge. Here's an opportunity for Axelrod, nicely done. Real effort there by Anya. Anya showing a real physical aggression there. I was worried there might be a collision at the end of that one. Anya able to stay under control, however, and nothing happening as Moylan is going to put that back into play. But Anya, bigger and more, perhaps a little more physically strong than Axelrod. You see him there just backing Axelrod down. He's looking for a foul, but to be honest with you, I think the center referee is going to say if you're going to use your body to back somebody down, you can't be upset when they push back. But Anya, and that will be a foul. Colin Bray, that's a foul. Absolutely, no question. But you see Anya, again, taking the scoring load on his back. Jags have to be careful. They're asking about a yellow card, and the referee isn't going to take too kindly to any player from either team asking for cards. They need to be careful in that regard, but anyway, in any event, Wolf and Anya both standing over this one. Center referee Cliff Birch saying, wait for my whistle. So Anya will take this one. Looks like he might use that left foot of his. He has been dangerous down this right side. Clears the wall in on Rojas, but Rojas doing a nice job of reading that. And now Oliot has an opportunity to break. He's got multiple players in the middle. He wants them to go. Katora able to get it. Slides it forward this time for Johnson. Johnson just unable to get on the other end of that one. Nice break by the Wildcats. Good work that time by Oliot, finding Katora. Katora with a brilliant control of that. Squeezing it through for Johnson, but the defense just a little bit too fast for little in good position to knock that down. Jags to the outside will concede the throw. And Axelrod will have yet another chance. Axelrod heaving for Johnson. Johnson back to the middle and broken up and sent out that time. And the Wildcats will have their second corner of the second half, third of the game. So another set piece opportunity for the Wildcats. These are situations where the Wildcats really need to start making hay. Everybody lining up towards the back post. Zayon Oliot is going to have the free kick, the corner. He puts his foot to it, heads towards the back post. It's knocked down and sent in and cleared by the Jags. Johnson's going to get to this first. Feeds it down, tries to feed it down the corner. It's broken up by Omar and goes into touch. Ball falls for Katora. Here's an opportunity. Zayon Oliot, left foot, and it's blocked. And another corner, but a good shot, good block that time by the Jags. Oliot, to his credit, left foot. May have hesitated for just an instant, but good left foot, at least on frame. Good block that time by the Jaguar defense. Another quick corner. This comes for Johnson to the outside. Johnson pooches that back in, and Moylanen confident in that one to claim it. It is a save. It is a shot on goal. Didn't trouble Moylanen that much. I do think I liked last year's haircut better, however. In any event, we play on. Hannon Axelrod with the header. And it falls for Anya. Anya again to the middle, tries to unleash that left foot. This took a deflection. Here's an opportunity on the far side. Another opportunity. And that time, Omar not able to steer that on. The defense, quite the rally. As you saw Omar, you see Omar there saying to himself, come on. I think we have a ruling of a goal kick. The center referee stopping the clock. He's going to go over and chat with the assistant referee to make sure he's got that correct. Okay, so he has awarded the corner. First corner of the game for the Jaguars. And first of the second half. Good communication between the officiating crew. Balls get played quickly. Here's an opportunity for the Jags. Broken up by Juntilla, and Juntilla draws the foul there. So a free kick for the Wildcats, very deep in their own end. And he wants the Wildcats he wants the scoreboard. The center referee wants the scoreboard to start running the time. Free kick taken by Tesdall finds its way into the Eagan bench. So a throw in for the Jags far side. Initial flurry of offensive interest by the Wildcats has been tempered and cooled a bit. See if they're able to do something here that's going to create an opportunity for themselves. At the same time, the Jags have had a recent foray into the attacking third as well. So much like this score on the scoreboard, this game fairly even between these two teams at this point. Ball from Tesdall goes back for Rojas, who pops that safely into the midfield. Axelrod shifts that forward. Oliot to the outside. He's going to flash the speed to the outside. He's got the speed to the outside. And somehow Oliot's going to be whistled for that one. I have to say, I firmly disagree with that call. Center referee's going to say that Oliot got the player in the back, but I would say that it sure looked like the defender leaned in front, tried to jump in front of Oliot and got run over. But a fair challenge for the ball. I didn't think that was a foul at all, but in any event, my opinion does not matter. The center referee is the ultimate arbiter of what goes on the field. He is in charge of the game. Free kick for the Jags finds its way down to Colin Bray. And Colin Bray is going to be whistled for a foul. Now there that makes a little more sense. Extended arms from Colin Bray creating an opportunity about 50 yards out for the Jags. Jags are going to have a free kick right around the football 44-yard line, the 39-yard line. Kick will be taken by Jarlaba, as a number of the other Jags are at the edge of the penalty area. This ball is going to float down towards Rojas. Rojas confidently claims that one. He's going to jumpstart everything. Here comes Oliot. We've seen this story before. What's Oliot going to do here? He's going to feed the middle. Look for Johnson. Johnson can't quite squeeze that through. It was going to be a heck of a run for Johnson. He did a good job of getting to it, but his pass was broken up. And a trip there against Johnson. So another foul. Foul starting to stack up here over the last couple of minutes against the Wildcats. And a bit of a concerning trend. The more and more set piece plays and free kicks given to the Jags from a Wildcat perspective, the more opportunities they're going to have to hoist this down towards Zach Rojas. This comes in a little flatter. Comes to the edge of the penalty area. Now gets popped up high in the air and finds its way down into the corner. Battle there by a number of players, including Galbraith, and a corner.
Corner kick, Jefferson, their second.
Taken quickly. Opportunity, attempted a back heel there, and now it gets cleared. So the Wildcats, despite not giving up too many necessarily any real quality scoring chances, are giving up free kicks and corners in their own end. And that is creating opportunities for the Jaguars, a worrying trend for the boys in blue. So early substitution here.
One substitution for the Wildcats. Back into the game is Jackson Seehafer.
54 minutes in, Seehafer coming in to take the place of Johnson. So we'll see if the addition of Seehafer creates or helps create some offensive opportunities. And straight into the mix is Seehafer. Opportunity here for the Jags as advantage is played by the referee. This ball comes up and over the top. Axelrod and Anya are going to battle there. Anya is going to get a little bit of a touch to that. And he's going to ask for a corner. He's not going to get it. Rojas is going to have a a goal kick as a couple of substitutes come on for the Jags. So checking in, Crouch, Lauman Jenkins,
Three substitutions for the Jaguars.
and
Back into the game.
Boroquez, all checking in for the Jags.
Suarez Hernandez, number 16.
Good header away that time by Church.
And number 28.
Looks for Jarlaba.
They're all back in for Jefferson.
But now this gets punched forward. Wildcats not really having an opportunity to build up, but Juntilla with it. Juntilla slides that towards Oliot. Oliot has it tickle off of his feet. Now he's into the corner. He's watched there in the corner by Crouch. This ball comes to the middle, and Katora, nobody could find it. And wasting time already is Moylan. And a little surprised, though. I mean, the Jags are not being outclassed in this game. I would think that Moylan would want to push this ball up the field as quickly as possible. The Jags have an opportunity here to win this soccer game. This isn't a situation where they need to be conservative. I'd be surprised if they're getting orders to use time or burn time. Axelrod being defended there by Basney. This ball comes out towards Axelrod again, and now Bray will try to get ahead to it. That gets popped up and over the top. Here's Jarlova pressing in on Gulbrey. And now to the far side. Cats really getting eaten up so far in the midfield. Here's an opportunity for Oliot. Moylan back off. Defender's off. Defender Anya coming well back from his outside midfield position. Doing a nice job there. This ball played in quickly to Katura. Katura with an attempted spin, and Church says enough of this foolishness and hammers this out into touch. So the fourth corner for the Wildcats here in this half, the fifth of the game. And the last two corners in succession really didn't amount to very much for the Wildcats. We'll see if they can do something here. The defense for the Jags, a little too much for the Wildcats as Oliot's ball comes towards the back post. An opportunity! An opportunity for Kevin Katura! Kevin Katura climbing the ladder, using the noggin and putting into the back of the net on a header for the Wildcats in the 58th minute, and it's 3-2. So Zayon Oliot's corner is converted by Kevin Katura. Not the biggest necessarily player out there, but he skied above everybody else, got his head to that, and firmly put that in the back of the net. Moylan had really no chance at that. I wouldn't say it was a free header, but it was pretty close. And now the Wildcats find themselves back with a one-goal lead and an opportunity to put pressure on the Jags. Interesting to see how the Jags recover this situation. Opportunity here for the Wildcats. A little bit of a miscommunication in the back. Can Zayon Oliot find it? Church says, I'm going to hammer this into safety, and he does. And a foul against the Wildcats. I have to say, I'm not sure where that was coming from. Is a little curious because it sure looked like the Jag player was going down. Didn't look like Katura did very much there other than stand his ground, but in any event, a free kick from in the other half. Ball comes towards Axelrod, who feeds it for Oliot, who lays it inside for Seehafer. Seehafer with an opportunity. Seehafer brings it forward. Seehafer goes for goal. Seehafer scores! A blast from Seehafer, 30 yards out. He cashes in and the Wildcats extend the lead. Check it, that was Juntilla, not Seehafer. I apologize. Number 17 and number 11 look a little bit similar from up here. It is Juntilla with the goal. Have to check on the, I believe it was Oliot on the assist as well. But it was Juntilla, not Seehafer. Apologies there, as Juntilla had slid to the center midfield position. Seehafer's on the outside. And in the sunshine, in the dark, in the shadows, I made a mistake. Apologies there to Owen Juntilla, but that is his goal. So just as the Wildcats scored two in quick succession in the first half, they have scored two in quick succession here in the second half. A 58th minute strike from Kevin Katura off of his head, off the corner, and an Owen Juntilla 59th minute bomb from 35 yards out.
Juntilla, the assist, number 10, Zayon Oliot.
So Oliot with 2 assists and a goal in this match. And suddenly what was, when we started the second half, an opportunity for the Jags is created. Here's an opportunity for Jackson Seehafer. Seehafer goes to goal. Seehafer slides it across the goal face. Unlucky that time for Seehafer. Did not strike that cleanly as he took a beautiful ball from Juntilla, but not quite able to steer that on frame.
Last shot for the Wildcats, Jackson Seehafer, number 11, goal kick Jaguars.
But the Wildcats, until a few minutes ago, looked like they were really in a grind against these Jaguars. The Jaguars giving the Wildcats all they could handle But right now, the Wildcats may have grabbed this game by the throat. We'll have to see how this story plays out. 2 penalties already in this game, so certainly that is a potential possibility for both teams. Juntilla, nicely done, knocks that down and draws the foul, so a 3rd foul in this half against the Jaguars. Only 5 for the game by our count. So not a lot of fouls against the Jags, not too many free kicks for the Wildcats. Wildcats have certainly given up more free kicks than the Jags. And Big John Tesdall going to step behind this one from about 58 yards out. We'll see how far he is able to hit this one towards the penalty area. I think this is going to make it all the way over everything, and I think that might be good for 3 points on Thursday night. So if John Tesdall is looking to impress potential homecoming dates with the power of his right leg, I think he's done that. This one falls for Juntilla. Now for Johnson. Check it, that's Axelrod. Check it, Axelrod. This one gets punched forward by Hannon Axelrod. Kept in by Oliot. Oliot plays this one in for Katura. Katura off his right foot. Where does he want it? He wants it on his right foot. Comes to the middle, but he's gobbled up there. Nicely done by Anya. Anya bringing major intensity in this second half. He's been the Jags' best player in this second half as Axelrod pitches this towards an opportunity in the middle as Juntilla and Moylan both lost it in the sunshine. I think both lost it in the sunshine. You see them fighting it with their eyes. So Juntilla may have been in an offside position anyway, but both players fighting the sunshine. That was nearly disaster for the Jags. A 2-goal lead is challenging enough. 3 goals might be something unable to be climbed back from. Bray, the defense in the middle. Bray outnumbered in the middle. Somebody's going to have to come back into the middle. Oliot off of his head. As I was saying earlier before I was interrupted, Anya definitely, from my eyes anyway, the best player that the Jags have on the field this half. This one comes for Rojas. And now the Wildcats will take, I wouldn't say necessarily waste time, but they'll certainly be setting things up and taking their time with this ball. With a 2-goal lead and 17.5 minutes and change to go. And so what looked like a very even match has suddenly been blown open. And the Jags will be called to try to climb back into this one. Certainly a goal from the Jags would make this a very interesting match. And we'll see if the Wildcats are able to close it out. We saw that against St. Michael Albertville where they were ahead 3-0 at half. And second half was a little bit muddled. Not exactly the most confident looking or effective second half. They did add an extra goal in the second half to get a 4-0 win, but not quite as dominating and connected as perhaps Coach Josue Butuli would have liked. So we'll see if they are able now to, against another quality opponent in the Jaguars, be able to do something where they're able to take control of this game as Jarlabaugh comes back and takes this free kick from about 50 yards out. It floats down just inside the penalty area. Header away by Colin Bray, falls for Tesdall, pitched forward by Juntilla. That ball finds its way out towards Crouch. Crouch gives that away to Katura. Katura has a one-on-one opportunity. He's got a lot of defense coming behind him. Does he know that he has defense coming behind him? Tries to slide that through to Oliot. He thought Oliot might be making the run on the outside, but Oliot had held his run. This falls for Juntilla. Now for Katura again. Katura did not know that Omar was behind him. Omar absolutely picked his pocket. Omar by another defender. Omar now into the midfield, feeds that forward. And for all of his excellent effort, not able to do much with that as Rojas is going to allow that to come back to his feet. So taking the air out of the game are the Wildcats. Opportunity for Oliot. Can he control it? He does. Lovely touch there. He's in on goal. Opportunity. Left foot, right foot, inside. Moylan. Nicely done. He's moving to his right. Has to go back to his left. Nice job that time by Moylan holding his nerve. Oliot definitely preferring the right foot. Good defensive header away that time by Axelrod. So if Oliot was going to work on something this season, making that left foot as dangerous as his right foot would be a wonderful self-improvement goal. Speaking of which, an opportunity there as Juntilla held back by Jalaba. Check it, Omar, excuse me. That ball gets hoisted up early. Here's an opportunity, far side. Seehafer's going to give chase. He's one-on-one out there with Loman Jenkins. Seehafer down, stops, slams on the brakes. Now sends it for Axelrod. Axelrod sends it in, but that's parried away. And a foul against the Wildcats as a number of bodies went flying. So that is the Wildcats' 7th foul of the half. Taken quickly by the Jags, flicked on by Anya. Nicely done. Church looking for that in the center forward position. Credit to the Jaguars not taking a lot of time as Axelrod missed that one. It goes out for a goal kick. And he's going to play that one nice and cool. You can see him laughing there on the right side of your screen. Sam, I missed it, but it went out for a goal kick, so we're okay. John Tezdal having a good chuckle. Ben Gabriel having a good laugh. Everybody having some fun with it. A little bit easier to do when you have a 2-goal lead. So Schifraw has checked in. Eddie Katura has had a seat and been withdrawn. Smith has also checked in on the far side. Seehafer's moved back to the midfield, so Smith's taken Seehafer's spot. Felix Smith, a freshman, on that far wing. Here's Anya being watched in the middle. Oh, ball gets brought along. Here's Axelrod in the corner. He's battling his, good shoulder challenge there in the corner. Axelrod versus Basney. This ball broken up in the middle. Axelrod hammers that forward, and that'll go all the way back to Moylanen, excuse me. Nice job that time by Bray. Moylanen being pressured there by Schifraw, manages to get it out. And a foul against the Jags, signaled by the assistant referee. Looked like center referee might have been allowing that to play on. But in any event, now we have a whistle and a free kick for the Wildcats, something they haven't had too much of here in the second half. This will be a free kick from about 45 yards out.
Foul on the Jaguars, free kick, Wildcats.
So an opportunity here to try to get this down into the penalty area.
John Tezdal,
Tezdal with it again. Tezdal drops this perfectly. Beautiful ball down. Moylanen fumbles it. Opportunity for the Wildcats. Can somebody get on the end of it? No, they can't. And that was a great free kick by Tezdal. Opportunity for the Wildcats as Moylanen couldn't get a clean handle on it. And it fell quickly for the Wildcats, but no one able to steer that on goal. Ball gets left a little bit short as Bray now to the middle. Now he finds Oliot with the left foot outside. Oliot on the end line. Takes a little bit of a contact. Now he forays into the penalty area. Left foot across, and that will slide across everything. Now that left foot looked very solid. So I'm not sure why Oliot would always want to have those shots on his right foot. That was a good-looking left foot, and had it dipped a little bit more and been on frame, might have been effective.
25 tonight for Eagan.
Reminder that the girls' game, varsity game, is coming up after this one. You can see the girls warming up on the far side. Both teams getting set. But the Wildcat boys have 10 minutes to make this a foregone conclusion. And Seehafer flagged for that one. I'm not sure how. That was a curious collision. I thought Seehafer actually ended up on the wrong end of that one. But it's Titus Wolf, number 2, having to pick himself up off the turf. Maybe took a little bit more contact than I anticipated from up here.
Jefferson.
So free kick Jefferson. This will be from about 50 yards out. Comes down towards the edge of the penalty area. That's a nice ball. It flops around. It's cleared momentarily by Tesdall. Now it falls for Smith. Felix Smith, far side, puts the right foot to it, finds Seehafer. Seehafer off of one touch and just gets away from him. And that's going to go into touch. If Seehafer was able to get that down to his feet, he had some room to run. So Jaden Santos King replacing Titus Wolf on the far side.
Number 14, and Andrew Simonson, number 25.
Simonson and Hussein checking in for the Wildcats.
Number 10 and Colin Bray, number 8 for the Jaguars. Back in the game, Jaden Santos King, number 10. Going off.
Axelrod lays that off to the outside to Kevin Katora. Katora hoists that for Shifra, but it's broken up by the Jags. Now the Jags with a little bit of green grass. Anya near side. Anya versus Axelrod. We've been watching it all night. It's a good matchup. Anya now goes to the middle. He's got more company in the middle. Lays that off for Chalaba. Anya gets it back. Now he feeds it forward, looking for one of his teammates in the far corner. And a foul in the far corner.
Clock has stopped. Foul called on the Wildcats.
And a yellow card caution.
And a yellow card caution being issued against the Wildcats.
In the 73rd minute against Tesdall.
Yellow card will be on number 24, John Tesdall.
Certainly there was some contact. I will leave you at home to determine whether you think that was yellow card caution or not.
Time of the yellow card is 72 minutes.
But our opinions don't matter.
The Wildcats, John Tesdall.
In any event, at a critical time
on the field
for the Wildcats. Unfortunately, the Wildcats will be without their defensive stalwart, John Tesdall. You see him there talking to Coach P.K. Anand, assistant coach P.K. Anand. Now is a free kick, great free kick opportunity. The Jags are going to climb back into this one. This is the golden opportunity, coming for just about 10 yards away north of goal and out to the side. Into the sun. Comes in flat. Opportunity, and it's headed in. Might have been an own goal. I could not tell you who it hit. It was off of someone, but a beautiful ball came in flat. It was headed away or headed to or by someone in this 73rd minute. And the drama increases as the Jags climb back within one here at Wildcat Stadium. We'll have to get the final scoring decision. Not exactly sure. We know who took the free kick, but I can't tell you who got ahead to it. Quick substitution here for the Jags. We'll wait for public address announcer Dave Giles to give us the information from the official scorers table, but Shifra will kick this off. And Tesdall back in. Tesdall sends this down towards Hussein. And that gets away from Hussein. And a foul against Hannon Axelrod. Axelrod wants to be, the referee wants to talk to him. Clock is stopped. Axelrod rightfully upset. I think he's got a point here. There was not much contact. Anya is a big, strong player. Axelrod upset with that one. Referee's telling him, hey, you got to use your head. You got to stay calm. You can't be upset when you get a call against you. He's absolutely right. about that, even if Axelrod may have a point that there was not much contact there. We have a whole raft of substitutes that are coming in for the Wildcats and one for the Jaguars. Next time we have a dead ball. Opportunity here as Satuma sends this forward. Ball finds its way into the midfield. The intensity of this game has definitely increased. Schifra with a good tackle there. Unable to keep control of it, however. And an Axelrod chips that out. That's going to be held up. This throw will be held up for Omar.
Thomas Satuma in the 73rd minute. The time of the goal, 72 minutes, 4 seconds. The Jaguars' goal scored by Luca Lauman-Jenkins. The assist to
Luca Lauman-Jenkins.
The time was 72:04. Clock is stopped.
So Luca Lauman-Jenkins, your goal scorer, with an assist from Satuma on the free kick.
22,
so as I said, the drama increases here at Wildcat Stadium. It's become a little more physical. It's become a little more interesting as the Jags have climbed back within one goal. Crouch with it, waiting for the referee's whistle. Now the referee puts his whistle in his mouth, and now there's an opportunity. Jags definitely trying to get Anya this soccer ball. He has been there. You see him there. He has been their best player this half. Here's an opportunity. Good shot. Good save that time by Santos.
James Santos King, number 10. Jefferson. Saved by Zach Rojas.
Come on, ref.
An opportunity. Referee making sure Santos puts this ball into play quickly. This ball gets over the top of everybody as Katora, Oliot, and Smith are up front. Juntilla has also checked back in the midfield to join Mason Axelrod and Andrew Simonson. So far side, Kevin Katora also out there. So that third goal may have changed the plans of Coach Josue Butuli in terms of his substitution patterns as Katora slides to the middle. That ball broken up that time by the defense. Everybody in blue needs to get to this ball as fast as possible. And Rojas will pick that ball up. Rojas is goofing around a little bit. There was physical contact, but the referee's now going to have a chat with both players and say, let's go, let's get this out. And Anya doing the best he can to try to force Rojas into a mistake. From our perspective, we'd love to have, or announcer's perspective, we'd love to have Rojas just pick up the ball and not try to get that extra second, not even invite the physical contact. Of course, the Wildcats could make all of this academic with another goal. Simonson finds Oliot. Oliot now to the outside. Oliot watched by Crouch. That ball comes towards the middle, and it's punched away that time. Smartly done that time by the Jags. So as I said, the temperature and tenor of this game is getting hotter. No question about that. And an opportunity for a substitute as Colin Bray is going to check back into this one. And Simonson will have a seat. So Coach Butuli sensing that the Jags have some momentum and needing to step on that, bringing back in Colin Bray. A little more experience at the varsity level. Throw in by Leon on the near side. Looks like he's going to have another chance at that. Leon looking for Katora. That ball hammered high in the air. Now for Oliot, now for Katora. Katora gets it down. And it's broken up, taken away now, but Johnson knocks that down. Check it, that's not Johnson, that's Axelrod. Far side, Smith dispossessed. But Juntilla gets it back. Nicely done. Galbraith looking for Oliot, but that goes into touch. Omar with it. Ball coming back for Bray's going to send this up towards Smith. Smith chests that down. Comes to the middle. Looked like he was trying to get it to somebody. Couldn't tell if he was going for Juntilla or Katora. And that finds its way to the end. Into the last 3.5 minutes and change. And this game has gotten very, very spicy indeed. Katora back to the goal, turns and spins. Keep it down in the corner. And now looks like the Wildcats will keep that in the corner and try to keep it in the corner. And a corner for the Wildcats. And so Katora is down. Katora is still down. It is a corner kick. But Katora, I'm not sure if he took a push from behind or if maybe there was some contact with the legs, but didn't look like anything from a foul standpoint. But Katora down on the pitch. Katora drawing contact in the corner for some time wasting. The athletic trainer being told by the center referee, wait a second, let's just see if he's able to get up and continue. And he does. So Eddie Katora, nice job shaking that off, whatever that was. And now Owen Juntilla will have the ball in the corner. Now it'll be interesting to see, does Juntilla put this into the mixer or do the Wildcats play this short? Clock will start on the free kick by the corner, I should say the corner kick by Juntilla. Looks like it will be played in deep. It's to the near post. Quick header away. Comes back for Bray. Bray pitches this back in looking for Katora, and Moylanen claims that one. Now the Jags will look to break. Big punt by Moylanen finds its way towards Anya. Church battling Gabriel. Oh, this ball, for Zayon Oliat. If somehow that had stayed on the pitch, he was off to the races. Defense was pushed up, but they had let Oliat by himself. Leon battling Anya. Anya wins the better of that battle. So Anya, a big physical player, pushing Leon, smaller player, a little bit out of the way, but Leon doing a nice job of recovering. Oliat. Check it, that's Katora to the middle. Katora with a shot, and Katora with Moylanen with a save. Nice save by Moylanen. Needs to be maximum defensive pressure by the boys in blue. This ball pitched up by Gabriel. And Oliat spun around. Galbraith. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ben. Opportunity for Katora. Katora shoots from distance. Katora puts it away. And Katora puts it away for the Wildcats. A goal in the 78th minute by Eddie Katora, unassisted. And Jags thinking that Katora was in an offside position. He didn't receive the ball from a teammate, though. He received the ball from the Jags themselves. Moylanen upset with his defenders or upset with the referee. Not sure which he's upset with, but there's no protestations coming from the Jefferson bench. And the Jags now back, finding themselves looking at a 2-goal deficit. And surely the Wildcats have seen this one out. We've seen crazier things in high school soccer, but certainly the Wildcats, you would imagine, have found a way to get the win in this one. As Anya's attempt is put out by Leon.
Scoring for the Eagan Wildcats,
Crouch
second goal
hammers
of the
this
game,
in.
Number 16, Eddie Katora.
So Katora's brace.
Assist to number 2, Ben Galberry.
Galberry with the
78th minute. The time of the goal is 77
assist.
minutes, 55 seconds. Wildcats goal scored by Eddie Katora, his second of the game. The assist to Ben Galberry, the time 77:55.
So a foul there against Owen Juntilla. Another foul against the Wildcats. The Wildcats, if there is one thing they have not done this well this half, is stay away from the referee's whistle. They've committed a lot of fouls. Now, some of these fouls, I would say, maybe not the most maybe not the most violent or strongest fouls, but at the same time.
1 minute remaining in the second half.
But at the same time, they're fouls nonetheless. And a foul against a throw. A throw
Jefferson throw
for Jefferson. I'm not sure if that was a foul throw or whether the players got that one wrong. In any event, it's a Jefferson throw. Galbraith hammers that up towards Oliot. Katora. And now this comes to the middle to Juntilla. Juntilla outside. Smith is out there. Smith one-on-one. Let's see what Smith can do. Smith. And I think that's a foul. Yeah, that's going to be a foul against the Jags. So as we close down in the last handful of seconds here, I'm not even sure the Wildcats are going to try to take this free kick quickly. I think they're happy to simply say, we're done. Nope. We're into the last 10 seconds. Smith is going to do his best to try to chase this one down, but the Jaguars will avoid conceding yet another goal, and they'll hammer that out into the midfield. So a game that saw some twists and turns. An early lead for the Jaguars, answered by 2 quick goals by the Wildcats. Then another opportunity where the Wildcats climbed back into it with getting a 2-goal lead in the second half before surrendering a goal back to the Jaguars. And then finally, an Eddie Katora goal for his brace makes it a final of 5-3. Cats had a heck of a game. Hard work for everybody. Eddie Katora, the man of the match here for the Wildcats, as his effort was great, creating opportunities. Zayon Oliot right behind him. Those two guys certainly the consideration for man of the match. And the Wildcats, again, will be back in action against Waconia next week. That's an away game. Their next home game against Lakeville North on the 4th of September at 7 p.m. So they will continue their run. They'll begin their conference play on that game. The next game, of course, for the Jefferson Jaguars at Rosemount on the 29th. That's this Friday. So the the Jaguars will have another tough matchup, but we'll go into that knowing that they battled the Wildcats into the second half. So for myself, my crew of executive producer Josh Sibley, our director Tim Shinyan, Max Hellenmuller, and Nick Mudd, our camera operators. Thank you so much for making us look and sound good here on ETV. You've been watching ETV Sports. Final from Eagan Wildcat Stadium. Eagan 5, Jefferson 3. You've been watching ETV.